Yo, people, what's going on? And welcome back to Top of the Table Talk, bruv. StatmanBains in the building. What are you saying, bro?
Listen, Pochettino won a trophy. People are coming after my guy Nagelsmann yesterday. Listen, I was
It's 1-0, cuz. It's 1-0, you know.
Listen, forget that. I got everything ready about Nagelsmann today, yeah? First of all, that PSG squad, look at that squad. You expect them to win that trophy. They won it 8 years in a row now.
I'm not hearing that, bro.
Listen,
not hearing that, bro. This brother got first their Champions League final. Everyone was like, "Oh, Poch ain't won nothing. He weren't meant to win something, and now he's won something." Man are saying he's meant to win something.
No. Listen,
he can't win, mate.
Listen, with Arteta, do you count the Community Shield as a trophy? No, you don't. So we're not counting that as a trophy, yeah.
No, but he did count that as a trophy, I think.
But we don't count it as a trophy. So we're not counting that.
Jose counted it as a trophy.
Listen, that's Jose, but I'm talking about us fans. We don't count the Community Shield as a trophy, so I'm not counting that as a trophy. Secondly, people are dissing my guy Nagelsmann, saying that, he hasn't won anything. On VDV Manager of the Season in 2016-17, German Football Manager of the Year 2017, UEFA Men's Coach of the Year, 3rd place 2019-20. And just because, listen, Nagelsmann, my guy, I did even more research on the guys' teams that he had. And at Hoffenheim, he got Champions League football with this squad, yeah. This is the team that he beat, what's the team called, Borussia Dortmund with? Oliver Baumann in goal. Kevin Akapongomu or something. Kevin Vogt. Ermin Visovic, some random names. Florian Grilisic.
There's someone in the chat right now that's going to sign these man on Football Manager.
Wait, let me finish. Kramaric at centre mid, Nico Schulz, Adam Sazalay or something, and Mark Uth. That's what you got Champions League with, you know. Respect on Nagelsmann. See, I told you I was coming.
Bro, I hear you. Listen, Nagelsmann's a very, very good manager. However, I don't think he's got enough credit in the bank for a big club yet. I don't think he's got enough credit in the bank. I think he's still learning. I think he's still learning his strengths. He's learning his weaknesses. And I think that he's got a good product, but I think that he's still working out the best formula in it. I don't think he's there yet, but I think in terms of potential, he's probably the best manager in football right now. In terms of how high his ceiling can be, but he's not there yet for me, bro. Like, even the way that they got smoked by Dortmund, yeah, they didn't even put up a fight. They got absolutely slapped. Did you watch the game?
Listen, my audio's doing that thing again, but let me just add more Nagelsmann propaganda, yeah? Cool. People need to start putting respect on Nagelsmann. When he took over, Hoffenheim was 17th in the league, 7 points from safety. Under Nagelsmann, they won 7 of the last 14 games and finished above the relegation zone. The season after that, Champions League football, respect on his name. That's all I'm asking for. They call me StatmanBains for a reason. Baines and Patrick Paul Heyman-esque. There's a reason for that. I'm coming for you.
But he might as well adopt you as his son, boy. Flipping hell, bro. I'm telling you, you're doing the propaganda.
Listen, like yesterday, as soon as he won a trophy, I see people telling me, "Oh, look, Pochettino's won a trophy." I ain't having that. Trophy.
That's definitely a trophy. And it's a nice one. It ain't no flipping plate, you know. It's a mad little it looks like the Europa League, fam.
Nah, I ain't having that. He needed Neymar to come off the bench to save him. Nah, I ain't having
that.
10-pot trophy, Mickey Mouse Cup. That's what I'm calling it.
Nah, bro. He's going to win the league as well. You know that, so...
Wait, you expect him to win the league? It's PSG.
Listen, bro. You're going to say that's not a trophy as well?
Wait, listen, what did you say about Pep Guardiola the other day? You can't praise him until he's won the Champions League. PSG have won these leagues.
I said that I can't praise him until he's won the Champions League without Messi. That's what I said.
PSG have won this crap Community Shield, like the French equivalent of that. Then he won the Champions League before I start giving Pochettino respect for what he's done.
Brother, look, Statman's put together a compelling argument for Nagelsmann, yeah? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, yeah? If you think he's done enough, blood. If you think Statman's done enough, or is Nagelsmann still,
listen,
you know what I mean, a H&M model?
You know what, yeah? I even looked at his under-19 record as manager. Under-19 Bundesliga champion 2013-14. I am, you know. I actually got it up. Under-19 Bundesliga Southwest champion 2013-14, 2014-15. Respect on his name.
Bruv, I don't know, bruv. You're learning, bruv. Like, credit to Nagelsmann for turning down the Real Madrid job, yeah, knowing that he's in transition. Do you know what I'm saying? Credit to him, but that doesn't change the fact that he's in transition, innit? Poch is still the guy, bro.
Look at these haters in the comments putting their thumbs down.
Now I'm seeing, no, there's a few thumbs up here, bro. There's a few thumbs up. There's a thumbs down. There's a thumbs down. He's a Zara model, fam.
Listen.
A thumbs up.
As
I don't know, bro.
As I always say with Nagelsmann, Moncler jackets, turtlenecks.
Man said
Blazers.
Statman's twerking for the Leipzig admin job. You know, like that.
You know what? I ain't. But listen, if Nagelsmann wants to give me a job as assistant, listen, he knows when.
Bro,
he knows.
I think Liverpool are gonna smoke them. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Listen,
I think Liverpool are gonna put them in a spliff, bro.
All right, let me get the excuses in already. Yeah? You don't expect him to beat Liverpool. Look at the squad he has.
I expect him to keep it respectable, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He will.
Nah, I think they're gonna get beat like 4-0, blood.
Nah. He ain't that bad. Respect on his name. I think
they're gonna get absolutely romped, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. That high line, yeah, Salah and Mané, I can just see them man ripping it to shreds the way Rashford ripped it to shreds.
Nah. Listen, they're second in the league right now. Yeah, they've only conceded 12 goals all season. They've got you say the high line thing. They've still got fast defenders like that Kanate guy, Makilio, whatever his name is, that Upamecano guy. I can't say his name.
Yeah.
So they still have it. And the thing is that Nagelsmann's flexible. Like people say that he might not be able to make the transition into the Premier League. Ralph Hassan was an example. Pep Guardiola is another example. Jurgen Klopp's an example. Ancelotti, I think, was manager of Bayern, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, so...
But Ancelotti is Italian, though, so that doesn't count. And same with Pep. He's Spanish, so that doesn't really count.
Listen, don't try it. Listen, these coaches can make the transition. Stop hating on my guy.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, I think he can, but I think it's too soon for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, the fact that you was reading out all these names and they just sounded like some flipping knockoff designer brands and that, bruv. I don't really know. Like, I don't think he's ready yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Credit where it's due.
That's why
he's got one of the highest ceilings in football right now.
The highest ceiling. Higher ceiling than Poch. Let me get that.
Cool. We'll see, innit? You know the ones there.
I just had to start with that.
So, I mean, Inter Milan are looking to take Donny van der Beek on loan until the end of the season, yeah? They've made an approach. United have said no categorically, yeah? That shows you the fact that clubs outside. What do you think that is? Do you think that Donny van der Beek's agent has prompted them to go in for a loan? Or do you think they're looking at the situation and saying, yo, this looks terrible. Let's see if we could test their resolve. Because
remember,
I know people are saying with Donny, give it time. But honestly, I don't think it's anything to do with time. I think that Oli just does not fancy, man.
I think I said that at the time. I don't think it was Oli signing. But what I would say, remember Donny's agent at the start of the season saying that he needs more playing time. I think that's what it is. I think there is some truth to that. I don't think he'll leave, but listen, he might as well leave. He might try and push a move. Because I was looking at Holland's last games that they played. They started with Wijnaldum, Frankie de Jong, and Davy Klaassen in the midfield for the last 2 games. Donny van der Beek was on the bench. If he wants to start playing the Euros, he kind of has to play a bit more for United right now. He's only started 9 games for United. He's played 21 games in total, but he started 9.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
But the thing is,
I'm surprised that he's even played 21 games, bro. That sounds like a lot, bro. I feel like I never see the guy.
He's 2 minutes off the bench every single time. Youth academy.
Oh yeah,
that's what he did with Mason. But I was looking at Inter Milan, seeing if he can actually start for Inter Milan. I looked at the team that they played against Roma. They had Brozovic in the midfield, who for me is irreplaceable in the midfield. Barella, who's a class player, and Arturo Vidal. And on the bench, there's Stefano Sensai, Christian Eriksen, and that Gagliardini guy. So are you really going to be a guaranteed starter at Inter Milan? I don't think he is.
Yeah. You're right. That move wouldn't even make sense, even if it could materialize.
So I don't know.
Wouldn't even make sense.
I can't see him going into Milan. He probably will be linked with a couple more clubs. I can't see the guy leaving because listen, even say he wants to play more. One injury to Bruno, he's playing every single game. I think Bruno's on 4 yellow cards as well, so he will get that run he will get a game in the Premier League soon enough.
I don't think so. I think that if Bruno gets suspended, they'll just play flipping Pogba and McFred, bro. or Pogba, Matic, and McTominay, or Pogba, Matic, Fred. Like I don't see Donny getting a game just because Bruno's out. I don't. I just think Ollie don't fancy him, bro. And like what my man said here, in the Dutch league, literally everyone plays a low block against Ajax, bro. Like this guy's tailor made for breaking low blocks, bro. He's actually got the lock pick, bro. Even like the little flick that he played through to Mata for the chance he missed and stuff like that. Donny can do that 2-3 times a game. Like that's his game is tailor made for that. Donny's the kind of guy you want on your team, yeah, in training. 2-touch. Do you know what I mean? If you're playing little possessions in the small squares and stuff like that, you want Donny in there, bro, because that's what he's good at. He's good at unlocking doors, and I think how he's been utilized is actually poor. But because we're winning at the moment, it's hard to be too critical of the manager with the Donny van de Beek thing. It's hard to be too critical because we are winning, but I think that we would win a lot more comfortably if we had someone as comfortable as him on the ball, bro.
But the thing is that where can you play him? Where I want to see him play is in the double pivot when you're playing teams like West Brom.
Yeah, you don't need to play You don't need to play McFred, yeah, against the bottom half of the table. You don't. You could easily play Donny van de Beek in there with McTominay or with Fred,
or
easily.
Matic.
Or Matic. Do you know what I'm saying? And play Pogba on the left and play Bruno down the middle. You could do that, bro. For me, yeah, Pogba's got to play on the left. Like that Pogba in double pivot. Yeah, cool. He scored the last match, yeah, and he dominated the midfield. But come on, man. Do you know what I mean? Against a team like that, we shouldn't even have needed him there.
But I think with Pogba, it's kind of like there's certain games where you can play him in the double pivot. When we're actually like, say for example, Liverpool are going to probably have like 60% of the ball against us.
You don't want Pogba there.
Yeah, because like, don't get me wrong, Pogba's defensive stats are decent, but there's still times like he doesn't have the defensive discipline at times to play that role, especially with our poor back. He
doesn't see danger because he's not a natural defensive player. Do you know what I mean? So because of that, yeah.
Maybe like
I get it.
As he matures, like maybe 29, 30, when maybe like his pace or something goes a bit, then Pogba can play that role properly. But right now, I'm not trying to see Pogba in that role.
Nah, me neither. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Right, my man's saying that Ollie wanted Grealish and the board gave him Donny. I don't think that them two things are mutually exclusive. I think that Donny van de Beek, yeah, ain't got nothing to do with Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish was just too expensive. Like the board didn't give him Donny. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't one of them ones. I think that Donny just became available, and the club purchased him. You know what I mean? Van der Sar probably rang them and said, "You know what? The Real Madrid thing's broken down. We've got a player here. This is the fee." They looked at it and they said, "Well, you know what? The Grealish thing's too expensive. We can have Donny van de Beek or whatever. Like, do you want him? Yes or no?" And the manager probably said yes. That's how directors of footballs even work. Like DOFs, literally you give a manager a list of players and say, "Yo, we can get X, Y, Z. Choose out of these list of players." That's how it works. So they probably said, "Yo, we can get you Donny, or you can have nothing." And he probably said, "Yeah, I'll take him."
And the thing is, I'm pretty sure Ajax had like a gentleman's agreement with Donny van de Beek where like if the right offer came in, he can go. I think they had that with Tagliafico and that Onana guy as well.
Yeah.
From memory.
And that's what I mean.
But I do think that Ollie's first choice would have been Grealish. I think, as you said.
Bro, everyone's first choice would have been Grealish, but who's going to pay 70, 80 million in the COVID for one player? Nobody spent that amount of money in Europe, I don't think, during that period.
Especially with Grealish, he ain't that mega star in terms of footballing wise. Like, not in terms of like his footballing ability, in terms of like his brand and stuff. He's not.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Sancho profile.
Yeah. Like Sancho had that. He has a boot deal the other day.
Yeah.
Like he's massive. Yeah.
Sancho's young drip, bruv. You know them ones. So it was cool. Like it would have made sense to try and get the Sancho thing done. But I think Grealish wasn't as attractive as he is now. Do you know what I mean? Now the media are on his nuts and all of that. But 12 months ago, that wasn't the case. So like I completely understand. My man saying Pogba's not a left winger. Doesn't matter. You play him from the left. He'll drift inside anyway.
Similar and he'll play. Grealish.
Yeah, he'll drift inside, similar to Jack Grealish. Grealish isn't a left winger either. Grealish is a 10.
I think a perfect example is we played Juan Mount on the right for how many years?
Yeah, and he was still drifting. Inside. And no one's saying, "Oh, Matt is not a winger." He just drifts in and does what he does, bro. Why can't you let Pogba do the same? Even Donny van de Beek could do the same job from out wide, drifting inwards.
And the thing is, in most of the time, most like modern day wingers or whatever, inside forwards, whatever you want to call them, come inside. The width comes from the fullbacks. Look at Liverpool, for example. Look at Bayern.
Yeah.
Every single team, fullbacks push on, they create the width.
Facts. Complete facts. So this thing about Pogba not being a winger, this doesn't actually mean anything. And when you look at our formation, nobody actually holds their positions anyway. No one holds their positions, bro. Like Bruno plays wherever he wants. Pogba drifts all over the place. Rashford drifts. Even when Rashford starts on the right, he pops up down the middle. And he pops up on the left. Martial pops up on the left. Do you know what I mean? When he starts down the middle. Nobody holds their position. So I don't know why we're so adamant where we're saying so-and-so is not a so-and-so, bro. If you've got a fluid formation, you look when we played Manchester City, bro, that Mahrez and Sterling were popping up in the central midfield.
Even João Cancelo. João Cancelo at times was popping up as like a number 10 yesterday.
That's it. There you go.
And that's another good example. Someone said Pochettino's fullbacks. If you look at PSG right now, he's gone with Florenzi and Kazawa. None of this like Diallo and left-back business. He's gone with 2 actual fullbacks.
Absolutely. And again, that's what happens when you have a philosophy in a system.
He's even played variety in the 10, which is quite interesting. Poch.
Yeah, he probably knows what specific profile of player he wants in there, and he probably thinks, you know what, he's probably my closest thing. Do you know what I mean? Because when you look at when you look at PSG, I look at it, and I think, how many players do they have in that midfield that are quite creative? And because they don't have many, you find Neymar dropping way too deep to get on the ball. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he's played him in there because he thinks, you know what, he can take a bit of the creative burden away from Neymar because he can pass. Yeah,
like PSG literally have no creative midfielder. They have that variety. He's kind of creative. I think he created 2 chances yesterday. They have Sarabia. He's not a number 10, but like he can play that role. Obviously, Di Maria can come inside and stuff.
Facts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Diallo, there's been loads of quotes about this. He's played he's had a couple training sessions. They're saying that Eric Bailly's helping him settle and all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of prop coming out of the club. Bro, how do you feel about him? Because like loads of people are asking me, honestly, I don't know. I'm quite a bit older than a few of the people in the chat, so they wouldn't have remembered a few of the players that I've seen come in here that have been young, pretty much unproven, been seen as a bargain, supposed to be the next big things, and I've absolutely stunk the place out, bruv. So I don't know. I find it hard to be excited by him right now, but I'm hoping he does well. Like, what do you make of the whole thing?
I think I'm in the same boat as you. I'm not really excited about the signing because he's played 13 minutes this season in the league. Surely, if you're like a mega star, you're going to be starting week in, week out. And even but what would say he's left-footed and he plays on the right. We don't have anyone in that team that can do that.
Yeah.
That's something that excites me, especially like the way, as I say, modern day wingers are coming inside and stuff. He's going to add something to that. But at the same time, like, I can't get excited. Like, just look at the guy's build. He has like a very like thin build, kind of like look at Steve Chong last year for United.
Yeah.
He's not muscular at all. He needs to put on weight, in my opinion. Like Diallo and even Chong, they struggled. Chong struggled last year for United.
Facts.
And
absolutely.
He probably will go in the under 23s or something, because I think that's where Oli probably will see him. Kind of like that Facundo Pelstri guy, play for the under 23s, let him do his thing, and then maybe next season, I still don't think he'll be ready. Get him along to the Championship or something.
Yeah, that's what I think. But also the mad thing is, with the Championship, bro. Like with the Championship though, because of the style of football, it won't prepare him. Obviously, the physicality it will prepare him, but it's like it's a lot to ask, man, of a kid that's played 13 minutes this season.
Like even last season, I was looking at his numbers. He played 3 games last year in the league. He started 0. But
Is that it?
Yeah, something that did excite me though. He played against Udinese last year on his debut. Played 13 minutes and got a goal. 12 touches. He lost possession 4 times. 1 out of 2 dribbles complete. So he seems like he's a direct player though. Like,
yeah. From the videos I've seen, it looks like he wants to get on the ball, take players on. That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? And that's encouraging, but his build is worrying for me, bro. It's mad worrying for me. I know he's young, but if he's young, Don't hype man like that. Just buy him and throw him in the reserves like you did with Palestri. You know them ones. I think they're doing a lot more with the propaganda with this player than Palestri. So it's almost like they've got higher hopes for this kid, or they think that he's closer to being ready. But everything I've seen about him, he don't look nowhere near ready.
I think like the only reason the club are actually properly hyping it, January signing. We're not going to sign anyone in January. The club literally have to like, this is like the only real signing in this like this window. They're going to hype it as much as possible just to get that shares up and stuff and gas it up. Like this in the summer, at least we had like people like Cavani, Telles coming in around the same time and stuff.
I don't know, man. I don't really know, man. What are you man thinking about this? You know what I mean? What are you man actually thinking about this? Man saying this myth about putting on weight. Bro, it's not just putting on weight. It's about putting on muscle and just filling out as a man, bro. Like we even saw when Marcus Rashford came in, how skinny he was, yeah, and how Rashford's filled out as a man as he's gotten older. Some people are 19. Did you see? You man saw Wayne Rooney's build when he was 19 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Just look at the small players in the Premier League, like Bernardo Silva, for example. They've still got a bit about them physically,
bro. But you know what these guys don't understand? You know what I mean? Like this brother's here. Let me put this comment up. Do you know what I'm saying? Because man need to let you man know the things, innit? Because a lot of you man, unfortunately, are just waffling a bit, bro. Like the thing is, yeah, there's a difference between strength, yeah, and man strength. I don't care how skinny someone is, yeah. If you're skinny and you're 26 and you're skinny and you're 19, there's a big difference in the strength. Because you mature as a man as you get older, bro. So there might be guys that are lean and that. You think guys like David Silva and Juan Mata and these man are weak or whatever, yeah, because they're small, but they're a hell of a lot stronger than they were 4 or 5 years ago.
That's a good example right there. Greenwood during lockdown. He put on a lot of like muscle and stuff. Look at him now.
There you go. And even now he could still get stronger. Do you know what I mean? Greenwood's still not that strong because naturally he's not really a naturally muscular player, and he glides. He's quick, but he's not like devastating. Do you know what I'm saying? And even now, Greenwood could still be stronger. Do you know what I mean? And it's like Saka, very strong player. It's genetics, bro. Certain men are just never gonna be strong, bro. It's just like Robinho when he came to the league, bro. You know what I mean? He looks like a Pepperami, bro.
And I think another thing with Diallo, he's not gonna have any single like easy game to settle in. The FA Cup, we got Liverpool in the next round. After that, we got West Ham, I think it is potentially.
Yeah.
So you can't expect West Ham to play a decent side. United to play like second string side, which is all decent. Like there's no like League 2 side that you can come in and settle in. Like Rochdale or something like that last year. And you can't really chuck him into the Premier League because we're on a title race.
Exactly. And the thing is, yeah, the mad thing is, yeah, the only thing I would say to that is, it's like, Dan James is shit, bruv. I just feel like he can't be any worse than Dan James. At the same time, if I was the manager, I would play him ahead of Dan James. Because I just think that if you're decent on the ball, you're definitely going to give me more than what Dan James is giving, man, right now. Because he just pace for pace sake. At least Diallo looks like if you give him the ball, he can hold on to it for a bit.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's only clips. There's only limited time that he played in the first team for Atalanta. So like it's hard to judge with Diallo just yet.
It is. So really and truly, like, what's this man saying? Even from the YouTube, I wasn't impressed. There's no industry in his game, only flair and tricks, plays to entertain himself. But again, that comes from that comes with the youth. That comes with the youth and experience, bro. When Cristiano Ronaldo, yeah, was playing at Sporting Lisbon, that's exactly what he was. Do you know what I'm saying? He was just doing hella step overs and chops and cutbacks and that. You refine a player's game, and their games refine and become more economical as they get older. That's what happens. Like, even when you used to watch how Neymar used to play in Brazil and how Neymar plays now, he's doing a lot less of the showboating. When he was younger, it was rainbow flicks, all these other things all the time. And now he's getting goals and assists, and he's still got that element in his game. I don't mind seeing young players playing out there, enjoying themselves. Like Rashford is what, 24, and he still plays like that, trying to do tricks when they don't need to be done, trying to beat 4 players instead of maybe doing a give and go and stuff. That's an immaturity in his game. People call it rawness and that. It's an immaturity. The difference between a Sadio Mane and a Marcus Rashford, yeah, is literally just decision making.
But I
Literally.
think,
Because
as
I don't think that Mane is amazingly technically more than Marcus Rashford. I don't. I think Rashford's technique's all right. He can dribble, he can shoot, he can pass. Do you know what I'm saying? Rashford strikes the ball very well. I think that his biggest flaw is his football IQ. And unfortunately, that's not something you can really teach someone. You can improve it, but some people just have the IQ for the decision making and some people can't. You could compare him to someone like Phil Foden, who's only 20. Look at his decision making.
so good.
It's so good. And guess what? Pep Guardiola, yeah, you can say, oh yeah, it's Pep, but Pep ain't always been his manager.
But
So Phil Foden already had the IQ.
Another thing about Diallo, he's coming in under Oli. Oli's not a great coach, like, let's be honest. Yeah, we're top of the table, but he's not a great coach. He's not. He hasn't had a pedigree wherever he's been to have actually improved players. It's going to be hard for Diallo to come in and stuff. Like, just look at Mason, for example. It's been hard this season. Just look at, like, who's Oli really improves. Like, even just look at Oli's record with the youth. Who's he actually played other than Mason?
And that shit right back, what's his name?
Brandon Williams. But like, yeah, but even then, this season, what's he done? He hasn't played anything.
Jack. Well, they're saying Rashford's 23. Cool. He's 23. Still, doesn't matter. He's what? He's had I want to say, yeah, he's had six seasons in the Premier League, bro. Like, he's not a novice no more. Like, he's a big man in football terms. 6 Premier League seasons, yeah, is big man football.
He's probably played over 150 Premier League games now.
There you go. You can't, man can't keep using the age as an excuse, bro. You can't. You know what I mean? Like, the poor decision making is something they try and take out of your game as a child. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember when I was at Fulham and I went there like from playing street football, and I always used to get criticized for holding on to the ball too long because I'd beat 3 players and then want to beat 4 or 5 and that. And that's what you do when you're a child. When you're 11, 12 years old, yeah, when you come from playing on the streets and that, but they soon get that out of your game. Do you know what I mean? The fact that's still in his game at 23 years old for me is worrying.
Yeah, you're talking about Rashford here, but just touching on Diallo quickly. Another thing that what was it? His price tag. There's going to be a lot. Like, look at the way United have built it. There's going to be a lot of expectation on the kid now. Was it £18.7 million and 20 million add-ons or something? That's a ridiculous price for an 18-year-old who's played like 13 minutes in the league this year.
Yeah, facts. I don't agree with this Mane having more tech than Rashford. I disagree with it, bro. I've watched Mane play loads of times. Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have more tech. I think Rashford's better at dribbling. I just think that Mane is just got better decision making. Mane knows when to try and go at a player, when to pass it and bounce it off and try and get it back. But Rashford can toast players way more than Mane. I don't see Mane standing up players the way Rashford's doing, yeah, standing them up and killing them like that. Mane is more effective because Mane is more intelligent. If Rashford could be more intelligent with his skill level, it would take him up to another level, and it would take him up into that like top bracket in the Premier League, like the bracket that players like Son are in, players like Mane are in. Rashford's not in that bracket because he doesn't have the brain, but he does have the actual ability.
But I think just on Rashford, yeah, I don't think he's actually been taking a lot of players on this season. Like, he doesn't look like he's like last year, that spell December, January time, playing on the left, cutting inside. He looked frightening. He looked like one of the best players in the Premier League, let's be honest, during that time. This season, he's not been the same. Actually, post-lockdown, he hasn't been the same. Whether it's still that back injury affecting him and stuff, because, like, obviously I've listened to you and you said you've had that back injury as well, and it's hard to get back into it. So you never know.
Horrible, bro. Horrible. Back injuries will ruin everything, bro. Because if you know the body, yeah, all your spine and all your nerves run through your back. So that affects how you, like, it affects your posture, it affects how you run, it affects how you walk, how you sleep, how you sit down, everything, bro. If you have a bad back injury, it can mess up your whole mechanics of your body. And you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So, like, you might lose half a yard of pace. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's why Rashford isn't opening up as much as he used to. Maybe because he's not confident. Maybe because he's worried about pulling something. Because he definitely doesn't look like the devastating, direct, confident Rashford that we're used to seeing, innit?
And the thing about Rashford, yeah, like he tried, even like last season during lockdown or after lockdown, he tried that little playmaking thing. He's not taking players on. And that's when I say I want to see that from Rashford more. Because, like, as I said, Rashford on these days is one of my favourite players when he's taking people on. It's just so fun to watch. Like, as a fan, it gets you off your seat kind of thing.
Yeah, because he looks like he's in the playground.
Yeah, he's not doing that enough this season. And that's not a criticism of Rashford. Obviously, that could be down to injury and stuff.
I genuinely think it is. Because if it isn't, it doesn't make sense.
And another thing with Rashford, like, he's that type of guy to play with the injury. Like, United born and bred and stuff. Like, you talk about the United DNA and all that wants to get clipped and stuff, yeah? But this is basically Rashford. Like, he will literally play for an injury. And we always say a medical team is not good enough no matter what. Look at last season. Harry Maguire was playing with injections at times. Yeah. It's not good enough.
It's true. Harry Maguire was playing with a thigh strain for one game and he wasn't running. Clearly, you could see that he was injured. Like, these things just should not be happening.
Perfect example. Pogba last year against Rochdale, I think it was, played with an injury, aggravated it.
And he needed 2 operations after that. He shouldn't have been playing against a Rochdale team anyway. If you can't beat Rochdale without Paul Pogba, you shouldn't be the manager. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is what I mean. Like, I just think that those were like little things and decisions like that is what built up the frustration with the manager, stuff like that. But I think that
people are getting onto Maguire. They say Maguire don't run anyway.
Nah, he does look like he does running in custard though, like rice pudding and them thing there. That's what Maguire looks like, honestly. But Eric Bailly has made him look a lot better as a footballer, and that's why I say to people, football, especially centre back, it's about partnerships. It's not about having the 2 best players playing at centre back. It's about playing the most complementary players together. Do you know what I mean? And you need someone that's going to get on the ball, sweep, and you're going to need someone that's going to attack. And I think that Eric Bailly is probably the most complete centre back in the sense that he attacks the ball well, but also he steps out from the back well. If you notice, when he plays with Maguire, he steps out and carries the ball so much better than Maguire, and he doesn't try and ping little 40-yard balls. Like, he actually travels out with it at his feet and tries to like zip the ball into people's feet. So I think he's underrated with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, he definitely is. Like, 3 clean sheets from his last 5 games. Eric Bailly's here to stay. Ollie can't drop him on Sunday against Liverpool for Lindelof if he's back.
Above. If he does,
I wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah, I think that genuinely Lindelof's his man in it, and I don't think that there's anything that Eric can do about that. I think Eric Bailly's injury record will be used against him because he's not reliable.
We saw it against City. There was no reason to drop Eric Bailly. Play Lindelof against Watford.
Yeah,
don't bring him back.
It's true.
For a big pressure game.
But that's what tells me that Lindelof's still the first choice. And also, last game, Lindelof wasn't even on the bench. So that tells me that he was rested completely or he was injured.
He was injured. I think that's what the report was from Manchester Evening News.
Well, there you go. So if he is injured and he comes back straight in for the Liverpool team, that's when heads need to start rolling, innit? Big up Gareth for the super chat. For Rashford, the game hasn't slowed down for him yet. But this is the first season where he's making decisions after turning off the Jets. Look at this sister Pogba. There's hope for him. I don't know about that. Do you know what I mean? Their sister Pogba was decent, but also, like, Pogba's technique and ability to execute that strike that made it decent, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because honestly, as someone that strikes the ball, I'd rather that ball was played to me on the ground or somewhere where I could strike it. Like, something played at knee height and that, like, it wasn't convenient, innit? Pogba's got the technical ability to isolate, to execute that kind of strike. But if you're playing that ball up there to like a McTominay or to Fred, it's not even a chance. Do you know what I mean? So
he's never a chance with Fred anyway. The guy does not score enough goals.
but that's it. So it was only like a chance because it was Pogba. So I wouldn't even count that assist as anything to even think about. The assist that he got for Cavani against, was it Southampton?
Yeah.
From the left-hand side that he whipped in, great ball in, flat. Marcus Rashford hits the ball flat a lot of the time. He always hits it hard and flat. And I think those are good for...
The way I see Rashford, you know how he shoots? He does that little knuckleball thing.
That's how he crosses the ball.
Like, it's not... I don't think he's actually clever, though, doing that.
Yeah, he's not. He just slaps it into the area. But the thing is, if you're an attacker that likes to attack the ball, them kind of crosses are brilliant because you don't have to direct it. You just need to get something on it. Do you know what I mean? Because
just
the
like
power's already on the cross.
help it on his way to the goal.
You just need to help it because the power is already in the ball, innit? And I think if you're someone like him, you'll love it. But if you're someone like Martial or something who doesn't really like to attack the ball like that, you hate them crosses, man. You can't really do much with them. You have to be a psycho to like them kind of deliveries. Like
And that's what
Cavani
is.
They throw his head literally at someone's ankles, bruv. Cavani's a madman, innit? So it's one of them ones where I think that I just think when you're saying the game hasn't slowed down for Rashford, I know what you're saying, but I feel like really good players, the game slows down for them a lot earlier. Like the game's already slow for Phil Foden. It's already slowed down for him. Do you know what I mean? And that's the difference in quality.
There's some players that can play the game at their own speed. Just look at Jack Grealish, for example.
Jack's one of them. He's the best in the league at that.
Exactly. Like the guy, he can play the game at walking pace. Not many players in the world can do that.
Yeah. Trust me. Like, bro, that's what they associated with the greats, like the Zidans, like the Ronaldinhos and these guys. The reason why people see them as the greats is because it felt like as soon as they put their foot on the ball, everything around them just stopped and there was nothing you could do about it, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, bruv, I think that Foden's got that about him. Grealish has got that about him. And they've had that about them for a very long time. I don't think Rashford will ever have that about him. That's not his game. He's unpredictable. He's quick. And he's very much off the cuff, innit? And I think that will always be the best Rashford is the Rashford running at people with his head down. I don't think that will ever change.
Yeah, he's never like that. That's his game kind of thing. Especially on the early, he's not going to change. Maybe under a better coach like my guy Nagelsmann or your guy Pochettino, that could change.
Yeah,
like Pep Sterling. That's the famous example that everyone uses, kind of thing.
Even though Raheem Sterling was already better.
Yeah, he was a golden boy winner. Like,
yeah, he was a golden boy winner. Like Raheem Sterling was respected internationally, bro. There were talks of him going Barca and that, bro. Like Raheem Sterling weren't no scrub when he went to Man City, bro. They paid 60 million for him. People forget. Like Raheem Sterling wasn't cheap.
I think people are saying Mason Greenwood, the slowing down thing. I don't think Mason can do that just yet.
Mason can do it in the box with the ball at his feet, but Mason can't do it when there's people around him in the game. Mason, like, who did he kill? Was it Skriniar with the 360 and stuff like that? Yeah. Like Mason can do little things like that in pockets, but Mason hasn't learned how to command the game of football yet because physically he's not confident. Do you know what I mean? There's certain players like Pogba, like he'll wait for the contact because he knows he's strong. Like Mason will not feel for a player and wait for the contact because he doesn't trust his strength, innit?
But I think he's starting to do that a bit more this season.
He is,
in my opinion.
But I think he just, because he's starting to look frustrated. I think that he's just starting to get annoyed that he's not really in the game as much and he's starting to go look for the ball more. And I think that in the long run, that will improve his game. But in the short term, he's going to have a lot of games where he's on the periphery, you know?
But I think that also happens because, like, no matter what, our right-hand side is non-existent. Every single game. Wan-Bissaka, useless down the right-hand side. Mason, he's not the, like, I wouldn't say he's not the best, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's still young, growing into the game kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Like, even like Rashford on the right, like, he still doesn't look right, like, in terms of our balance throughout a team. Like,
you know why the Rashford thing don't look right, yeah? Because Rashford's not smart, bro. Because you know what it is with Marcus Rashford? He's playing on the right-hand side. He's right-footed, but he still tries to cut inside. But he's got no left foot, bro. Like, I still haven't seen him take anyone down the outside yet and put a cross in.
But don't you think that's a bit of, like, muscle memory? All is coming inside from the left-hand side.
No, because if you're on the left-hand side and you're right-footed, literally, naturally, because the ball's on the outside, the ball's facing inside. So you're going to look here. If you're right-footed, the most natural thing to do as a right-footer is to go down the outside onto your strongest foot. It's not to come inside unless you're confident on it. Like, but he still comes inside because he just wants to score, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. He's still got the mentality of a striker, but he's playing out wide. So he's thinking about scoring instead of assisting, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. Like, he could get hella assists, yeah, if he went down the outside because, bro, like, I think, was it the Pogba goal that he assisted from the right-hand side when he done the flip-flap and then he played it across? And Pogba against Bournemouth. And that was on the right-hand side. Do you know what I mean? He's got the footwork to do these things, bro.
But I think at the same time, there's also Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's instructions. Like, surely, like, Not many teams play with that natural winger. That's what I like to call them. The actual
Like
right
Sane
footer.
used to play for City, left-footed on the left-hand side.
Or like Adama Traore for Wolves and stuff. Not many teams do that now.
Yeah.
So I think it could be instruction from Molly, just always coming inside.
But the thing is, on a football pitch, the most congested part of the pitch is on the inside. And if you don't have a quick brain, hold the width. Do you know what I mean? Hold the width, man, because you get more time. And the thing is, with Rashford, if you give him a bit of space, he can be devastating. But if you don't, he can be frustrating. So sometimes he needs to kind of vary his game, mix it up. Sometimes do the little give and go, then sometimes dribble. Like, that's the difference. When I see Tony on the left and I see Rashford on the left, the difference is Tony will try and link with like a Pogba, do a give and go and stuff. Whereas Rashford is just looking to always cut inside and shoot. There's no variety to there's no. It's either he's smashing it at the keeper or he's smashing a ball across the box as hard as he can. There's no variety to his game. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's too mature for that. Over 200 games for Man United.
At the same time, as I said last time, who's helping him? Kieran McKenna, Michael Carrick, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho.
Absolutely.
Louis van Gaal was the only like decent coach that he had.
Yeah.
And now Darren Fletcher, is he helping him?
That's what I mean. It's hard, isn't it? It's very hard, bro. I think that's why I still think Manchester United are a very good coach. Whether that coach comes in with Oli or comes in to replace Oli, they're a very good coach away from actually being a team that I can be 100% confident in. Because now, I believe we're a good football team, but I also believe we're one heavy defeat away from losing our confidence and being back at square one. Do you know what I mean? That would go away if I start to see a bit of structure in our play.
I still think with United, we're not playing well and we're winning games.
We're not.
There's still another gear.
I think there's two more levels to go up, really. Because there's the level of playing better football and still getting the same results. And then there's another level that's playing good football and smashing teams. Do you know what I mean?
Just look at United this season, who's actually played well, consistently. Bruno, you can argue he's probably been our most consistent player along with Fred.
I don't think so. I don't think that Bruno's played well consistently this season. I think that his output's been all right, but his level of performances haven't been great. Remember, you're the stat man. His level of performances haven't been great this season.
How many games have they been of this season in the league? 16, I think it is.
Yeah, and I don't think he's had 8 good games out of the 16. Like, honestly, in terms of good as in high quality.
17 games. So let's say consistency is 10 or more good games. How many players do you think Klaas has 10 or more good games?
None.
And that's the scary thing. Yeah. There's still another layer for this team to go up.
Yeah. I don't think any player in the team's had 10 good games. That's mad.
I think maybe... Wait, how many games has Fred started? I think Fred deserves a shout for that.
Maybe only Fred. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's played exactly 10. He started 10 games.
Yeah.
I think Luke Shaw has been consistent. But I don't think he's played 10. Oh, he's played 12. I think Luke Shaw deserves a shout for that.
I don't think he's had 10 good games out of 12. But do you know what I mean? I don't think he has. But in the last 3 or 4 games, he's been good.
I think this season, he has been one of our most consistent players, though.
But Luke Shaw's always consistent. But it's just that he's not consistently good all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? But one thing Luke Shaw gives you is consistently, defensively, he's cut out the part of his game where he used to get beaten all ends up. Like, do you know what I mean? He's starting to block crosses now. Before, people used to be able to get down the outside of him. And now, I think he's starting to read the game a bit better. Maybe because he's not going as far forward anymore, but he's starting to cut those out. I remember there was a game against Wolves when Adama absolutely ripped him apart. I think it was 2 seasons ago. And since then...
Oh, when he sat him on the floor, I think it was in the FA Cup or something.
Oh, yeah, he ripped him, bro. Like, I've never seen a man put Shaw on skates like that. And then after that, he started to tidy up slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. Do you know what I mean? And right now, defensively, he's one of our most reliable players.
I'm not even being impressed by him defensively. Defensively, I knew he was always decent. Going forward, he looked a lot better this season. Like average, like position-wise, he's getting a lot higher up and stuff. He's putting in balls. He's taking people on at times. A bit more.
He's starting to cross more. He's crossing. I don't even know why he's on corners. And yeah, like, I don't know, man. I don't get the whole crossing thing. I'd like him to put the ball into the box earlier, innit?
See
That's
what
what I
me?
would like.
I actually think Luke Shaw is a decent crosser. I just don't think he crosses enough. I think he only crosses when he has to. I think
Bruv, he's always looking to pass inside or pass backwards if he can, instead of trying to take someone down the outside. Whereas Wan-Bissaka, as much as Wan-Bissaka's not good, as he's not good attacking wise, he's more positive in a sense that he does try and take his man down the outside. He does try to stand him up. Like, I want to see that added to Luke Shaw's game, and then he's in the conversation.
But I think like Luke Shaw this season, like he's like, I think he actually is the pressure of Alex Telles though. Last season, Brandon Williams, what happened? Luke Shaw performed. This season again, Telles has come in. He's performed. And regarding the crossing thing, I think he's completed 33% of his crosses this season, which is decent. Because I think Trent has like a higher volume of crosses coming in and stuff. I think Trent is around 20 or something. Yeah. So I do think like Luke Shaw has a good ball. He just doesn't deliver it enough, kind of thing. But at the same time, who does he deliver it to? Martial's not phenomenal in the air, kind of thing. He's decent.
He's not. But the thing is, if you put the ball into a space for Martial, he can score headers. He can score near post finishes. He's shown it. Do you know what I mean? And also, it just gives defenders something to worry about, bro. If you know that you're not going to have to defend crosses, you can be comfortable. Defenders don't like defending crosses that come in between the penalty area and the 6-yard box. They hate it.
And another thing, I think when Rashford plays on the right, Luke Shaw delivering the balls in, Rashford poor in the air. That's another thing that he needs to work on.
Yeah, Rashford's terrible in the air.
Like, he closes his eyes when he headers the ball and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's one of them ones where we just have to see. They're saying that Luke Shaw gets caught out of position, in key moments. Yes, he does. But Luke Shaw's got a decent enough recovery pace that he can get away with it at the moment. Same with Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka gets caught out of position as well, but he's got very good recovery pace. So I don't really mind. I don't really mind that, bro. I just think on a consistent level, like Luke Shaw's defensively solid enough. Like, you're going to get at least a 7 out of him defensively, which is fine. I haven't really seen him have stinkers defensively in maybe I'd say a year. But going forward, he needs to improve more for me before I can respect him as a top Premier League left back. Because for me, in the modern game, as a left back, you're judged on your output. You know what I mean? Your output, and his output's not good enough. It's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? Last season, Wan-Bissaka had more assists than him, and this is the guy that everyone's criticizing, saying he's not an attacking fullback.
Yeah, 0 goal contributions in the league last year. One big chance created, I think, all season. I think that was the same as Alisson.
You see that? So people understand where the criticism's coming from.
And what was that stat? I think made it last year, where it's like, not this season, but last season, I think in the last 5 seasons or something, Robertson had more assists with his head than Luke Shaw's had goal contributions or something.
Well, there you go. So all of these things are real things, isn't it? So when man are criticizing him, man are not criticizing him because man don't like him, bro. Like, how have you got the same amount of goal contributions as a goalkeeper, and you're meant to be an attacking fullback in the modern game when we're playing inverted wide players? You've got a massive role, and that's what it is.
Like this season, I think he's created 3 big chances in the league. That's a lot better. Obviously, it helps that he's on corners now. I think 1.8 key passes per game. That's all inflated because of corners and stuff. But at least, like, when I forget the stats for a second, just like the eye test, I think he's looked a lot better going forward.
You know what I think it is, yeah? I just think he's taking up higher positions on the pitch, so it looks like he's doing more. Like, he's actually playing a lot higher. His average position this season's higher up. But his actual crossing and stuff, he's still not really putting the ball in the box. Do you know what I mean? And that's what he needs to add to his game. If he actually starts crossing the ball, like Telles, every time he gets it wide, Telles is always looking to get the ball out of his feet so he can cross it. Every time. That's his mentality from the get-go.
But I still think it helps that it's higher up now, because we actually have some sort of outlet kind of thing. Well, Wan-Bissaka is still at times he's still a bit deep and stuff. But right hand side, as I say, non-existent. So I do think even if we're just saying he's higher up, I think that helps the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were speaking about this thing on the show as well, about the Cavani and Bruno little kind of back and forth they had. They're not getting the ball forward quick enough a lot of the time, and Cavani getting frustrated. And I think you see for strikers like Cavani, the same reason why Ruud van Nistelrooy got very, very, very annoyed with Cristiano Ronaldo is because these men ain't putting the crosses in early. Man are doing the extra step over, then come in. And as a striker, it's hard to kind of make runs and gauge certain things when man are dilly-dallying on the ball, bro.
But I think, what's the guy's name? Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're old enough to remember the wingers he had. He always said, as soon as they got the ball out wide, just put it in, put it in, put it in.
Yeah, yeah.
And he would get the head on top.
And either Laurent Robert on the left, I think. It was Robert on the left and Solano on the right, I think. And he even said, literally, he would just scream at them in the game. Every time they got the ball, put it in the mixer, put it in the mixer. And when you have David Beckham on the right-hand side, who's always putting it in the mixer, one touch out of his feet, whipping it in early. And Beckham never got to the byline to cross the ball. He was crossing the ball from deep. Do you know what I'm saying? When you've got that and then you transition over to Cristiano Ronaldo, who's going to step over, then chop back out. Bro, you have to make about 8 runs, bro. Like, you know what I mean? By the time the ball comes in, it's like, allow it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, I do think, it happens with all our strikers. They don't get enough service. I think Cavani the other day, I think he had 6 touches in the opposition's box, I think it was. I think the game before he played up front, I think it was Greenwood, he had 6. Martial the other day, he had 6 or something. They all have around...
It's a common theme. Single digits,
yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly, you can't... I can get why Cavani's frustrated, especially that you've been playing with PSG. They dominate every single game. You're definitely getting minimum 10, 15 touches in the box.
Yeah, facts.
3 good chances every game kind of thing.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Nah, spot on, bro. But that's something we can improve on as a team. But look how many things that we need to improve on as a football team, and we're still
top.
Guys, this is what it's about. You know them ones. Like I said a million times, I'd rather pick holes in our performances sitting at the top of the table. You know them ones. No one wants to sit there after a loss and a shit performance, yeah, and be moaning and stressed out. No one wants that.
And that's the thing that Chelsea got criticised a lot before. Whenever they were at the top, they never strengthened. We're winning games. We're at the top. Now it's time to critique your performances, kind of thing.
Exactly. Because if you don't look at your weaknesses while you're winning, when you get hit with that knockout blow, you'll never see it coming. You know them ones. Like when we got Pam 6-1 to Tottenham, I saw it coming because we weren't playing well before then. Whereas a lot of people didn't see where it came from, bro. Like even the way we lost to Leipzig as well, I saw it coming because we picked a negative team against a team. Yeah, but again, we played against a team that we put 5 past, and instead of being positive in that leg, you go into the game playing on the back foot, bro. Like you play for the win and get a draw. You don't play for a draw and then get battered.
That game still frustrates me. We played a back 5 with 2 holding midfielders
against no striker.
They were playing 2 false 9s. Nagelsmann literally read Oli like a book. But that is my guy. But that's what you expect. But still frustrating.
But that's what it is, mate. Do you know what I mean? So big up everyone inside. Big up Max. Do you know what I'm saying? You lot, make sure you smash the like button. 1.2k in here. Do you know what I mean? I'm back again at 7 with.
You left out Fosu Mensah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that before we leave. Fosu Mensah on the way out, guys. How you lot feeling about that? I think that he was always gonna go. I think he'll do decent in the Bundesliga because I think that league's dead. Not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I think it's dead. So I think that Fosu Mensah is gonna have a good career over there. I think he'll go there. He'll play well. Everyone's gonna talk up how well he's doing and that, and say we should have kept him. But I think it's a good move for all parties. I'm disappointed that after giving him a new deal, we didn't get more money for him, though. I'm hearing that
he rejected it. He rejected the new deal.
Oh, he didn't take it.
Remember the 3.5-year contract that we offered?
Okay. But he's a smart man. They probably offered him a nice signing on fee, and he said, yeah. No, I hear that.
No, I think he left for 1.5 million. I think it is. That's not a lot, is it? But
1 million's a joke thing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think it's actually a good move. I think Bayer Leverkusen's manager is Peter Bosch or something. I think he's a decent coach.
I'm not sure.
I think from what I've heard, I think he's a decent coach. He's worked with a lot of youngsters like Kai Havertz this year, that 17-year-old this season. I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
So it could be a decent move, but I think with Fosu Mensah, it's kind of like, what's your main position? Is he a right back? Is he a centre back? Is he a holding midfielder?
Because he was a holding midfielder, and then LVG used him at centre back, and he played well there. But because LVG had a system, he could do that. Do you know what I
But-
mean? But Fosu Mensah has played so long at right back now, I think that he will just play as a right back now. Do you know what I mean? But he was literally, yeah, they were comparing him to flipping Michael Essien and that when he came through. I remember. And he was a sick box-to-box kind of midfielder, and I don't know what happened.
I think if my memory serves me correct, I'm pretty sure like those Bender brothers are leaving by Leverkusen as well. So there's going to be an area at right back potentially that he can come in. But at the same time, his injury record is still a joke. I was looking at the minutes played that he's played for United. The last time he's played 1,000+ minutes was 2017-18.
Mm-hmm.
At Fulham, he played 793 minutes. At Palace, 1,596, 17 starts. That's it in the league. So even like when he's went to these clubs, he's never actually established himself properly. Like what was it at Palace? He got displaced by Wan-Bissaka and stuff. At Fulham, he played centre back at times. He played right back at times. Like still, like I just don't know what he is, kind of thing.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, we're gonna find out, guys. We're gonna find out. But 1.5 million. There's something about Manchester United. We just can't get good money for anyone, bro. Do you know what I mean? When I think here that Liverpool sold flipping
Brian Brewster for like 20 million.
Yeah, for 20 million, and we're getting 1.5 for Fosu Mensah. Do you know what I mean? When you compare the business, it's shambolic, bro.
But
Do
I
you know
think
what I
at
mean?
the same time, we're getting these cheap prices. It's because clubs know that we offer these extremely high wages and no one's going to buy these players.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, we will only take your players if it's for a low fee to match a similar wage at by Leverkusen, for example, now. So I think that just goes down to football structure. We have no football structure at the club.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely, man. So we always end up making a loss on players. You know what I mean, I think we made a loss on Daily Blind. We made a loss on Memphis. We made a loss on Di Maria. I think we've made a loss on pretty much most of the players that we've signed.
I think even Lukaku.
We got exactly the same amount back for Lukaku. I think we bought him for 70, sold him for 70. I think.
But wasn't that 15 million add-ons for Lukaku or something?
Yeah, it was add-ons. Yeah, we didn't get the money up front. No. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's one of them ones, but yo,
I'm talking about when we bought Lukaku. It was 75 plus 50 million add-ons, I think it was.
Oh yeah, of course it was. It was going up to it was you're right.
And then
it was up. It was 90 million, bruv. It was.
Even that summer, I think Wayne Rooney left on a free as well.
He did to Everton. They almost like they gave him to Everton as a sweetener kind of thing. You know them ones like so. It was like 75 million plus Wayne Rooney. Oh shit!
We actually get ripped off so much. And the thing is, that for me, I wouldn't say it was a panic buy, but we know Alvaro Morata was our first choice that summer.
Bruv, we got bumped, man. I didn't even realize that was. I forgot the Rooney thing. That's giving me PTSD now, bruv. 75 plus 25 add-ons and a free Wayne Rooney, fam. We got finessed.
We always do. Ed Woodward, he's a banker. And he was an investment banker before coming to United. He was the one that brokered the deal for the Glazers to take over. He's not a footballing manager. He's not a footballing guy.
Some joking. Yeah, we got absolutely finessed, guys. Some joking, but yo, you man, smash that like button. Everyone inside. I think I'm like 60 away from 55k or something. So if you ain't subscribed, make sure you man subscribe. Do you know what I mean? Make sure you follow Statman on Twitter and Instagram. You already know where to find him anyway. StatmanBains, the @'s there. Do you know what I'm saying? But nah, bruv, massive show. You get me? Obviously, Baines will be back for Red Talk after we win it and remain top of the league. So yeah, big up everyone. And yeah, I'll catch you, man, at 7 o'clock. I'm back with Flawless and Aaron. So yeah, man, catch you, man, at 7 for Red